Hello, everyone. Roxborough and Person County and surrounding area. We're delighted to be with you again today about a very important and timely subject. And we're pleased especially to have my two new friends that I've met today. I'm going to introduce them to you at this time. First of all, to my immediate right and to your left in the middle on TV, Mr. Ricky Leathers, student coordinator for a program called Gear Up, and we'll tell you what that's about in a moment. And Kelly Woody, to my far right, to your far left on your television, family and community facilitator for a program called Gear Up, and it's a very important program. We were joking before we went on the air, just kind of having a little fun. I said, Gear Up, does that have something to do with drag racing or something? No is the answer, right?
Correct.
We're so happy to have you both and to learn about this very important program, Gear Up. And first of all, what does it stand for? Rick, you go first, Rick.
Gear Up stands for Gaining Early Awareness and Readiness for Undergraduate Programs.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
It is. And is Gear Up something that is offered in all schools in Person County, Kelly?
No, Gear Up is currently offered at Northern Middle School and Person High School. And it's also only in 11 counties currently in North Carolina. So Person County is very lucky and blessed to have this program.
Well, this is a fairly new program, isn't it? Gear Up.
It is. It was begun nationwide by the U.S. Department of Education in 1999, but we received the Gear Up grant here in Person County in 2012.
And we'll get into that some more later. But the grant is for a limited time, isn't it?
Correct. We have 5 years remaining on our grant, so in 2019 we'll actually finish up with the grant and the cohort of students that we have.
Mm-hmm. So it's important that we make the best use of this 7 years, right?
Yes, very important.
Mm-hmm. What are some of the areas that Gear Up touches in a student's life? Maybe each of you give us a couple of examples of how students are benefiting from this program. You want to go first?
Sure. Some of the days we work with students are with tutoring. We provide free tutoring to our students at both the middle school and the high school.
Okay.
We talk to them about career exploration and sort of help them map out their future and what they want to do and how to achieve that goal. Mm-hmm. Also, we help them with college match. We do that a lot with our seniors and sort of helping them identify colleges that they match with and sort of navigate that path as to applying and preparing to go into the field of study that they're interested in.
So really this is not exactly the word consulting, but it is kind of consulting in a way, but it's taking them by the hand and leading them into a brighter path. Is that right?
Yes, I think it has a lot to do with relationships, not just relationships between the two of us and the students and families, but also building relationships with other people in the community. Of course, teachers and administrators and guidance counselors, all of those people are already pouring into students and encouraging them to think about post-secondary goals. Mm-hmm. But we're also trying to pull in the community and bring in some other influences so that it's not just the school system that has a college-going mindset, but that it will be our whole community pouring into these students.
Mm-hmm. So if a student comes into their counselor or the central office or the main office or the principal's office and said, I've been hearing something about Gear Up, or how can I get involved? Do they volunteer themselves, or do you go after them, or how does that work?
Well, the way it works is for any student that's in the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 12th grade, either at Northern or at Person, are automatically enrolled into the program.
Oh,
so
okay.
There's no sign up. There's nothing that they need to do is just find us or have a teacher to contact us with their name and information. We'll definitely reach out to that student and just have a one-on-one session with them and sort of find out what it is they want to do and help them to start preparing and planning.
Wow, this is really neat. That's some kind of good support. You mentioned community. Kelly, what are some ways that you'd like to see the community helping or be more involved in the program? What are some of the ways?
Well, first of all, I'd like to start by thanking our current advisory board. We have about 16 members on our Gear Up
Okay.
advisory board, and they consist of people from the school system as well as some business owners and other community leaders. And those people have begun to meet with us quarterly. And our goal is to figure out ways for the community to be more involved in this college going process. So some things that we've seen so far are businesses sponsoring different events that we hold so that we can offer. We know that parents come out and students come out when there's food involved. And so we've had businesses sponsor meals for different events.
Okay.
We also have had several local organizations, both government and business organizations, come in and do presentations for students during career management classes or during what's called Students at Work Week, which is normally in February or March of each year. And
Okay.
so those are some ways that people have been involved so far. In the future, we're hoping to have some other events in the community, a college conference for the community to attend, and we're working towards what we're going to call Lunch and Learn, where we want to have some professionals come in and meet with our students during their lunch hour or lunch half hour, I guess, and share some soft skills, like interview skills, resume skills, but also what are employers looking for. And so those are some ways that we're looking to get the community involved.
Can the community make monetary contributions if they'd like to help with a program like this?
Absolutely.
Is it like a tax deductible thing that a business could contribute?
We would write a tax donation letter for them, and we have also had some businesses that have done that. The Rotary Club actually sponsored some events for us in the past, and by doing that, they gave a monetary donation in which we were able to take that and use it towards events.
And our program is called Gear Up North Carolina. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I was looking at a very nice some flyers and brochures, and I was looking at the information. It says that Gear Up provides the following data-driven college access services based on need to students, their families, and educators in target schools. And some of those are some of the things you've already mentioned: academic tutoring, assessments, career exploration, college match advising. You mentioned the college visits, information workshops. So it's a multifaceted program and so beneficial in a lot of ways, isn't it? Sure is.
It is. I mean, I think that we are able to touch so many different aspects of the process. We're not just meeting students when they're in high school and saying, okay, this is how we get you to college, but we're starting with 7th and 8th graders and saying, these are ways that you can begin to prepare now, because it's not just college applications and financial aid. They need to start in 7th and 8th grade building that foundation with their academics and being involved in the community and really knowing as a 7th grader that they want to go to college is how they can make that happen when they're a 12th grader, because we have a lot of 11th and 12th grade students that come to us and say, I want to go to college, how do I do it? But in fact, it can happen, and we will help them make that goal and reach that goal. But if they had started preparing earlier, it would be a much easier road.
If you had to pick a number, how many students are involved right now, would you say? Just ballpark.
Ballpark, I think we're at about 1,004 students that we have served or will serve this year.
That's amazing. Is this full time for you?
Yes.
Do you do any other teaching, or is this Gear Up takes a lot of your time? Because that's a lot of students too.
It is
Definitely a lot of students.
Well, congratulations on your work. I know you get a lot of joy out of this, don't you?
Absolutely.
And because what did you do before you had Gear Up to come along? I mean, it was a little tougher meeting expectations and answering questions and getting them in the right direction, wasn't it?
And we have a lot of parents that say those types of things to us. I wish we'd had Gear Up a couple of years ago when
That's what
my
I was just-
older,
Yeah.
son or daughter graduated. But the great thing is that there is a really strong team of college advisors at Person High School. So
Okay.
not just Gear Up, but we've also got our 3 guidance counselors for the upper grades, as well as Nan McFadgen, who's a PCC advisor who's based at Person, and Miss Idasani, who is a college advising advising core member. So there's a very strong college advising team. This year at Person is the first year for a lot of those things.
I'm so glad to learn a little bit more about it. I thought I knew a little bit, but I'm really learning a lot today. You enjoy what you're doing, don't you?
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure in the end you see smiling faces and a clearer path to a future.
And at the end, for me, seeing a student who did not think that they had opportunity or chances to go to college,
Yes, sir.
seeing them on move-in day when they're officially a college student,
No, that's
that is a very exciting feeling.
yeah. Oh wow, this is certainly rewarding. Family and community facilitator, that you sort of tie the family and the community and try to put it all under, make it all gel.
Yeah, because we know that just working with students is not the way to change things, or the way to encourage students to go to college. They've got to have the support of their families, and it's really beneficial to have the support of the community. So I love talking to families. Mr. Leathers is laughing at me because I really do. I love the workshops that we give to parents and guardians that come for the information, just helping them also get that information that it's possible for every student to go to college. And when we say college, we don't just mean a 4-year university. It could be community college, vocational school, and sometimes that takes a detour through the military before they get to that post-secondary education piece. But the point is that there is post-secondary education for every student, and we just want to make sure that families know that with the right information, they can help their student get there.
This is powerful, and I commend you for your love of your job and working with these young people. And I can see how someone would feel the way that you just described. Wow, I wish I had known about this or had this program. Now, it's important that we make these next 5 years work and continue to work. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, because it is a seven-year grant. Wow. Anything you'd like to add that we've some of the activities for the year? You mentioned in our pre-interview, you mentioned the ninth graders. Cover that a little bit.
Well, this is because we follow a cohort model. We started with 7th graders at Northern Middle School in 2012.
Yeah.
And so we're following that cohort all the way through their first year post-secondary. So they're in 9th grade this year, and so it's our first year serving 9th grade.
Right.
And one of the visions that we've had for the program since we began in 2012 was to eventually have an ambassador program where we have our 12th grade students, because we do serve 12th grade every year. They're our priority group. We have a group of 12th graders that we call ambassadors who are going to be working with some 9th grade students just to encourage them and help them be successful throughout their careers. Their job is to tell these 9th grade students what they wish someone had told them when they were 9th graders.
Okay. You certainly inspired me today, and I want to thank you for coming up. We just maybe scratched the surface a little bit, but at least we've got an introduction. And this would be on TV, and of course it's going to be on the school website. Mr. Holloman will have it there, and you can go to our website and view this. And we hope you will gain interest and take interest in what we've talked about today, just briefly. And if somebody has a question in our viewing audience, can they call you at the schools?
Yes.
Or go ahead.
They can reach us at Person High School at 336-599-8321, extension 118.
Okay.
Correct. Okay.
And again, the community, if the community would take interest in this program, we're going to see the benefit long range. We're going to see the benefits in Person County.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No question about it. With better educated young people and people who see opportunity for themselves and growth, and gosh, we need all the opportunity and growth we can get. I thank you. You've both done a marvelous job and certainly educated me. Any closing comments you'd like to make? Feel free to go ahead. Just
I'll let Kelly start first.
okay.
Again, we just we're just happy to be able to share this opportunity with more students and families. We want to make sure that everyone knows that Gear Up is out there to serve the 7th and 8th grade at Northern and the 9th and 12th grade at Person. Our goal, though, is if the community buys into this program and if we receive support from the community, that one day these programs won't be limited to just those schools, but that we'll be able to reach any school in the county. And we do have partnerships with some other schools. For instance, Miss Lipscomb, who's one of the counselors at Helena, knows about Gear Up, and so has said maybe let's do some partnership in the future. We can maybe have our ambassadors go out and talk to some of her students. But our goal really is that Person County will become a college-going community.
I like that.
Absolutely.
That's a good way to wrap it up. I like the way you said that. My friend, I enjoyed this opportunity.
Likewise, thank you so much.
Speak with you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And we hope you'll pass the word, and we do hope our community will get more involved, and hope you'll, like myself, have a newfound appreciation for the program called Gear Up. And again, if you have any questions, you could always get in contact with Ricky or Kelly and ask your questions. But keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it very much. Okay.